Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We are here with you with Series 184. Just want to quickly apologize about the audio problems on our last series. Hope you watched it. It was a great one. Some great action, including a Tom Seaver no-hitter in 183. Hopefully you went through that, but I think we've got the audio side of it resolved, and we're just happy to be back with you here for Series 184 on Out of the Park Baseball 21. And we got two pretty interesting teams again. The random team generator never really lets us down, and that's the beauty of baseball history. There's great teams from all eras and great stars as well. So 184, no different, and I think you're really going to enjoy another exciting best of seven series from Historical Baseball Matchup, our channel. If you enjoy it, please subscribe or like us, and we'll be glad to have you as we continue to do these exciting matchups randomly from the great and rich history of the game. So let's introduce our teams, if you may. We'll start with the 2002 Montreal Expos. The Expos, led by the legendary Frank Robinson, were 83 and 79. One of the final years in Montreal for the Expos. They finished second in the NL East, a good team. Before they headed out to Washington, they had stars on their team, especially led by Vladimir Guerrero, their Hall of Fame right fielder, hitting .336, 39 home runs, 111 RBIs, and 40 RBIs. There was just nothing that Vladimir Guerrero couldn't do, including defensively. A star, Brightly, that played for this team here, this Expos side. The last great Expo, I would say, but he had a great year in 2002. There you see Fernando Tatis, the father of the current star of the Padres. He hit .228 with 15 home runs, struggled a little bit. Orlando Cabrera, a good shortstop, .263, drove in 56. He stole 25 bases. And there you have Jose Vidro and Andres Galarraga, two of the stars. From a little bit past their prime. Of course, Galarraga in his 40s now, hit .260, struggled a little bit, but still had a decent glove. Vidro at 27, .315 for him, 19 homers, 96 RBIs for a second baseman. Michael Barrett hit .263 with 12 bombs and 49 RBIs. And you also have Troy O'Leary and Brad Wilkerson, two decent players. Wilkerson especially made the 20 home run plateau and hit .266. A good defensive team. Jose Macias there you see played in 90 games off the bench at .255. Will Cordero's there. But again, the team is built upon the star of Vladimir Guerrero, who is just something to behold and watch as a baseball player. We all know about his son nowadays, but if you got a chance to watch the father of Vlad day to day, you really know what a star he was as well. A free swinger, even though he only struck out 70 times. So not a bad lineup for the Expos. Some talent there. The pitching as well has got talent. Javier Vasquez, 10 and 13 with the .391 in his 34 starts. Struck out 179 in 230 innings. Tobo Oka, 13 and 8 and a .318 in almost 200 innings. He was a good control pitcher. Only walked 45 batters all year. Tony Armas, 12 and 12 with a .444. Struggled a little bit, walking 78 men, striking out 131. And Masato Yoshi, 4 and 9 and 20 starts, .411 for him. And there you have 29-year-old Bartolo Colon. We'll see if we see Frank Robinson use him. He's 10 and 4 with a .331. A good year for Colon in 17 starts. Pavano, on the other hand, Carl really struggled in his 14 starts. Scott Stewart had 17 saves, but the pen was really kind of by committee. Matt Herges, T.J. Tucker, Joey Aitchen, all getting saves, and the pen not particularly strong, struggled at times. But with Vasquez at the top, and you got Colon maybe making an appearance, the pitching will do the best that it can, and the hitting with some talent there like Vidro and Galarraga, not bad. So pretty close to a 500 team, this Expos side, but their opponents are much better than 500, and they are a team that is really building up and establishing something. And of course, let's make sure we're connected to the internet. But that team that we're talking about are the 1954 Milwaukee Braves. The Braves, of course, they won a championship in the late 50s. I believe it was 57. They beat the mighty Yankees. So a good team up and coming, and in 54 they really started to put it together with some young stars. 89 and 65 their record under Charlie Grimm. They were third in the National League, and by stars, I think you'll agree once you see the names that are on the roster and the lineup. You see here a 20-year-old Henry Aaron, a rookie, hit 280 at his first rookie year. He hit 13 long ones, 69 RBIs. Aaron making his debut on his illustrious career, getting started. Not overwhelming numbers, but for a 20-year-old, definitely a good contributor. But the real star on this team is Eddie Matthews, the 22-year-old third baseman, 40 long home runs, 103 RBIs, walked over 100 times, a 423 on base, OPS of over 1. He slugged at 603, so Matthews at only 22, a brilliant year with Aaron also in support there. So 2 stars that would help carry this team forward. Del Crandell is a good catcher at 24. He drove in 64 and hit 21 home runs. Joe Adcock, 23 bombs and 87 RBIs at 308. A good year for him. You have Andy Pafko, the former Cub, out there. He hit 286 with 14 homers and 69 RBIs. Bill Bruden, he was the speed, 34 steals for him, 284. He scored 89 runs. You have Johnny Logan and Danny O'Connell in the middle of the infield. Not great hitters, although 66 RBIs for Logan and decent averages for the both of them. They definitely did their part. So again, Eddie Matthews, the main star, but some good support from Adcock, Aaron, and Pafko, the likes, and Bruden with a lot of speed. Pitching-wise, you have one of the best left-handers of all time. You got Warren Spahn here, 21 and 12, 314 for Spahn. He had 23 complete games and 283 innings, 136 strikeouts. So Spahn, already established as a star, continues to pitch well, one of his better seasons, and would do so well past his 40s, well into his 40s. So Spahn here, good ace of this team. Lou Burdette, some good years for him, and this was a nice season here. 15 and 14, a 276 for Burdette in 238 innings. He more of a control pitcher. And Gene Conley, 14 and 9, 296 for him in his 27 starts. Struck out 113 and completed 12 games with 2 shutouts. So the top 3 getting the most innings from there. Jim Wilson with 19 starts. He had a 352, and Chet Nichols, 9 and 11, struggled a bit. So really the top 3 that got most of the action, and then from there a number of players got some starts. Bob Bull also got some starts there. He was 2 and 7. Dave Jolly, probably the best relief man. He got 10 saves and was 11 and 6 in over 100 innings. Ray Crone, Ernie Johnson, some other bullpen names that also scattered in some starts. So the Braves, not yet champions, but definitely building on something, as Milwaukee had a new team come to town after the Braves moved from Boston, and excitement because they were good pretty quickly right off the bat. So I think we got 2 very competitive, similar teams ready for action in this best of 7. The Braves, of course, getting the home field advantage. They won more ball games, so we'll be at County Stadium for Game 1 and 2. Games 4, 5, and 6 will be north of the border. So we'll see if Vlad Guerrero and the Expos can compete here with the Braves, who may be a little unpredictable, are led by the likes of Warren Spahn. 2 great stars on each side. You have Vladimir Guerrero for the Expos and Eddie Matthews for the Braves. And by the way, yes, Hank Aaron is also part of the mix. So looking at the series, we're ready to go. Game number 1, Javier Vasquez, of course, against Warren Spahn from a capacity County Stadium in Milwaukee. We are ready for action. Glad you could join us. Series 184. It's the 2002 Expos and the 54 Braves. Let's head out for Game 1 action. Still really a great ballpark and a fun place to play. We're ready for action here in the first inning. Warren Spahn is on the mound and ready to go. Game 1, starting off the series, and Spahn delivers. Here's a fly ball to center field. This ball should be caught, and it is for the opening out. We'll move now to the top of the first with Guerrero up at 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And Vlad Guerrero deep to left. What a way to start the series. He goes way out over the wall. Home run for Vlad, showing his skill right away and taking the Hall of Famer one against the other. Spahn over the fence, and the Expos take a 1-0 lead. Great start for them. And now we move to the third. Bill Burden facing Javier Vasquez. And this one's drilled to center field. That's got some good carry, some unexpected power. He ties the game at 404 feet for the leadoff man, and he does the job. We are all even. Vasquez lets up the long one. Here comes Jamie Carroll now with the man on first for the Expos against Spahn. And this one's drilled into the gap with the man on base. That could be trouble. Up against the chain link fence. Runner heading for third. And we have a 2-1 lead for the Expos. They take the lead on the triple here by Carroll. To the 7th now. We got a tight ball game. Spahn batting for himself. Still in the game, as is Vasquez. And Spahn plays it to short, but a bobble there by the shortstop, Cabrera, with an error. So that puts Spahn on with Bill Bruden up, who's already homered. And he'll go to third. Play made at second. They'll only have one play there. So 1 out. We move to the 8th inning. Brian Schneider up against Spahn, who still has that 2-1 lead. Could the lefty hold on to it? Here's a line drive to left. That'll drop for a single. So a 1-out hit here by Schneider. But we'll move bottom of the 8th. Pafko up against Vasquez. Nobody out. 2-1 game remains. And here's a fly ball to center field. They play Pafko deep, and he singles to center. Andy Pafko coming through. Joe Adcock now the hitter. Line drive to left. That's a base hit for Adcock. So we got runners first and second. Nobody out. The Braves a big rally here, and their star, Eddie Matthews, has a chance here. And he lines one to center. That's going to drop. Matthews comes through. We have the bases loaded. Vasquez now facing Del Crandell. Nobody's out. A big spot for the Braves. And there's a base hit. Crandell goes through the hole. 2 runs are going to score. And Milwaukee takes the lead 3-2 here late on a clutch RBI. We move to the 9th now. A 1-run game. Spahn looking to finish it, as he always does. Facing Michael Barrett. Back to the mound. Spahn makes the play, so that's out. Number 1, and here's Galarraga. Galarraga lines a single to center field, so he is the tying run on base here. Orlando Cabrera, the hitter. Inside, ball 4, so the Expos putting together a little bit of a run here. Spahn still in the game. Brad Wilkerson now. Wilkerson will fly to left, deep, but it is caught for the 2nd out. Wilkerson hit that one well, but 2 outs now for Vlad Guerrero. What a spot here. Vlad already homered, and Spahn has a chance to end it, or will the Expos star come through? Here's a ground ball. That's going to be backhanded, and an infield single by Guerrero. No play could be made. So the base is loaded for Vidro. 2 outs, 9th inning, 3-2 game for the Braves. Spahn still in this game, and he is delivering. This one's hit into right. Will it be caught? It is. Pafko makes the play. Spawn goes the distance, and he gets out of a bases-loaded jam in the ninth inning to allow his team to take game one 3-2. What a good game that was. You can see here Spawn goes 9 innings, struck out 10. Vasquez goes 8. He struck out 3, allowed 10 hits. Wasn't terrible, but wasn't good enough. Vlad Guerrero 3 for 5 with a home run and an RBI. He opened it in the first inning with the home run. And then the big inning, the 8th inning for the Braves. They come through and win it off of Vasquez with a bunch of hits. They actually had 4 singles, but the big one by Del Crandell scored 2 runners and gave his side the lead with 2 outs. The Expos managed to load the bases, but Spawn got his man to fly out. He allowed an infield hit to Vlad Guerrero, and then Vidro flied out to right. So that will do it for game 1. A tight contest that ends in favor of the home team, but the Expos showing they can definitely compete. Tomaoka will take the mound now against another solid Braves pitcher, Lou Burdette, for game 2 to see if the Braves can do it again and win their second in a row, or will the Expos even things out before they head home. So game 2's next, coming up in this best-of-7 series. Here's Orlando Cabrera. And this one's hit to short as this game starts off. It's game 2 for Milwaukee. To the second we go. 2 out for Johnny Logan with 1 out. And Logan's going to drop this one down the line and right. That's a fair ball. Logan comes through with an RBI here. Guerrero gets it back in, but it's 1-0 Milwaukee, and we move to the 4th. Troy O'Leary with the runner on 3rd and 2 out. Vinces hit center, and that's going to tie the game. O'Leary with an RBI single. Vidro scores. We're tied at 1. Johnny Logan now with the man on 2nd. This one's driven to center field. That's going to get down. Runner heading for 3rd. He's going to try to score. He will, and the Braves take a 2-1 lead in the 4th inning. A 2-out single by Logan. Andy Pafko now, bottom of the 5th. Pafko drives it deep to left, way back there to the wall, over the fence. Pafko, handy home run. 3-1 our score in favor of Milwaukee. To the 6th inning. Here's Henry Aaron with the man on 1st. Aaron will go deep to left, but that will be over the head of the left fielder. He misplayed it. Matthews heading for 3rd. Aaron heading for 3rd. Matthews is going to try to score. He will. Aaron with the triple. A misplay, in my opinion, by the left fielder. It makes it 4-1. We move to the 7th. O'Leary up with the man on 2nd. Burdette delivers. That's the walk. So we got 2 on with the tying run at the plate. Nobody out. Jamie Carroll with a chance. He puts down a bunt. Play made at 2nd as the runners advance. So Andy Chavez up. And he'll take strike 3. He couldn't hold up. So 2 outs now for Tomaoka, the pitcher. And he hits it to 3rd. Easy play there. So the 4-1 game remains in favor of Milwaukee. We move to the 9th. It's 5-1. Lou Burdette ready to complete the game. Jimmy Carroll, the hitter here with 2 outs. The delivery, the short play is going to be made, and the Braves take game 2. 5-1 the final. They now won both games at home. They take this one a little bit easier as Lou Burdette pitches a great ball game. 1 earned run in 9 innings. Tomaoka the loser. And Andy Pafko, a nice home run. He went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. A low-scoring game for the most part, especially the Expos who couldn't get anything started. 10 hits for the Braves. Single runs scattered throughout their 9 innings of work. They get it done. Never really in doubt, as Burdette really was in command on the mound. So the first two games are finished. We are now set to go to Montreal. And the Expos really need some work now. They got to try to turn it around and win here because they're down 2-0. And this next game 3 is especially crucial for them. Masato Yoshi will take the mound against Gene Conley. And we'll see if the Expos can do well with some home cooking. As I mentioned before, I do not have the 3D images of Olympic Stadium. So anytime the Expos play, I unfortunately have to change the images to Jerry Park, which was their ballpark till 1976. So hope you don't mind that. The dimensions, though, are correct. So any result is set up for Olympic Stadium. But the visuals will be Jerry Park, which still was the Expos' home. But that being said, it is a big game for the Expos. They need to respond. We'll see what happens. Heading now north to Montreal. Game 3. The Braves leading the series 2-0. Yoshi now pushes into Bruton to start the game here. Montreal. This one's hit past the shortstop for a base hit in the first inning. And Andy Pafko, the next hitter. Pafko will line this one down into the up against the wall in right field, so that is going to be extra bases. So second and third now for Joe Adcock. What a start for the Braves. And this one is hit over the head of the second baseman. Bruton scores. It is now 1-0 in favor of the visitors. They started off in the perfect way here, and they're still going. Bases loaded for Del Crandell. Still nobody out. And Crandell lines at the center field. More runs here for the Braves. It is 3-0. Milwaukee coming out in a big way. We move to the fifth. Adcock at the plate. And he launches one deep to right, up near the wall, over the fence, home run. To the opposite field. It is 4-0 now in favor of Milwaukee. We move to the sixth. The Expos need something to change. Vladimir Guerrero up with one out. He takes a walk, so the base is loaded here for Montreal with one out. A big chance for Vidro. And Vidro lifts it deep to the wall. Could it be? Grand slam! Jose Vidro. He ties the game at 4 with one swing of the bat. And we are all even. That's exactly the jolt this crowd and this team needed. 4-4 our score. To the sixth. Troy O'Leary now at the plate. O'Leary will go here to third. Tough play. Infield hit there. Matthews can't get it there in time. So Jamie Carroll up at the big spot here. Carroll goes to short. Play at second. They'll get one. So it'll be runners on the corners now for Andy Chavez. And Chavez hits it to first, but Adcock spears it. And this game remains tied at 4. So the Expos miss a chance there. To the seventh window, Bruton at the plate. And Bruton goes to center field. That'll be a tough play. It is over the head of the center fielder. Bruton on his horse. He's looking for 3. Bruton's going to have a two-out triple here in the seventh. As the visitors try to break the tie. And it's going to be Pafko, who's already homered. He has a chance. And he lines it to right and gives Milwaukee the lead. Andy Pafko, a big hit. He takes second on the error. But the big story is they take the 5-4 lead. And Joe Adcock now a chance to do even more damage. And this one is hit to center field. A base hit. Here comes Pafko. 6-4 is the score now, as taking the lead are the Braves. We move now bottom of the seventh. Lee Stevens at the plate. just misses. He takes ball 4. So Orlando Cabrera now with the chance. Cabrera hits it to right field, but it should be caught out there. It is. Pafko ranges over. With 1 out, it's Brad Wilkerson. Wilkerson will line this one deep and hard up against the wall in left field. He lined that one pretty good. So it's second and third with 1 out. The tying runs in scoring position, and Vladimir Guerrero facing Gene Conley. Let's see if he can come through. This one hit to left. It is caught, however. Runners trying to score. He is safe, so it is 6-5 on the Guerrero sacrifice fly. And Vidro, who hit the slam, let's see if he can tie the game. He hits it there to left, so that'll do it. 6-5 our score to the 8th. Brian Schneider, the hitter. Schneider goes deep to left. This is up against the wall extra bases. Schneider with a double. So he's the leadoff man who gets on second base. He's the tying run. Troy O'Leary, the hitter. Let's see if they try to move him. They don't, and the play's made by the pitcher. It gets the job done anyway. Schneider on third. He's the tying run. Michael Barrett, the hitter. 1 out. He takes ball 4. So runners now on the corners for Endy Chavez in a huge spot in this ball game. Chavez's lady strikes out. What a big strikeout that is. 2 outs now. And Fernando Tatis has the chance. Conley delivers. This ball's drilled to right field. It's going to tie the game at 5. Tatis comes through with a big clutch single with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Dave Jolly comes into relief. Cabrera, the hitter. We are tied at 6. 2 outs here. And this one's popped up. Should be playable. And we'll move to the 9th, folks. A great game here in Game 3. It is tied at 6. Danny O'Connell facing Scott Strickland as the bullpens have taken over. And this one's lined past the first baseman for a hit. So a good start to the 9th for the Braves. Jack Dittmer, the hitter. Dittmer goes up the middle. Another hit for Milwaukee. So 2 up, 2 hits, nobody out. And Bill Bruden, who's had a heck of a series up there. Bruden will hit it to second, but he beats it out. Great speed and hustle, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Andy Pafko. What a spot we have here. And Strickland strikes him out on an inside fastball, a big out there. Here's Joe Adcock. This one's hit to short. Play made at first. Relay is late at first. The play made at home, I should say. And do you believe it? The Expos might get out of this, but they have to face Eddie Matthews, the toughest out on this team. Can they get him? Here's the pitch. Outside, they don't get him. They walk in the run, and it is 7-6. Matthews gets the walk on a 3-2 pitch. The pitch not even close. And here's Del Crandell. Crandell strikes out, but the Braves take the lead 7-6. We move bottom of the 9th. Ernie Johnson facing Wilkerson. The Braves trying to take a 3-0 lead in this series. And here's a grounder to first. Play made there. 1 out for Guerrero. Vlad's going to lift this one, but a nice play by the second baseman, O'Connell. He goes into the outfield to make the play. 2 outs now against Vidro. Here it comes. Grounder to second. Bobbled over there by the second baseman, so a big error by Vidro. Not the time to be making errors. And here's Brian Schneider now. He's the winning run. And he hits it again to Vidro, but that gets through. So they're going to be runners on the corners here with 2 outs, a 7-6 game. And everything on the bat of Troy O'Leary with 2 outs. Full count. Here's the pitch. Line drive, but right at the second baseman. Wonderful play by him to get the final out. O'Connell makes the play, and that will do it. This game is over. 7-6, the Braves win it. They take full command and control of this series, winning 3 in a row and taking the first game on the road. They win it late. Joe Adcock, 3 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs. Vidro had the grand slam that got the fans going and really thought would turn the momentum, but it did not. Bill Bruton, 3 for 5, a triple, 2 runs scored. The Expos tied the game there in the 8th inning. They were down by 2. They scored in the 7th and the 8th, but Scott Strickland couldn't hold it in the 9th, and they allow the Braves to escape with a win. Jolly gets the win. Johnson comes up with the save in what was a very well played, a very competitive ball game. Most of the games in this series, game 1 and game 3 especially, have been very competitive, but being competitive doesn't mean much if you can't win. And the Milwaukee Braves, 1954, won 3 in a row, and they are on cruise control, folks. They are heading to maybe a sweep. We'll find out if that's going to happen. It's going to be Jim Wilson taking the mound for the Braves against Tony Armas for game number 4. Can the Expos salvage any pride? They've been playing decent, but in the crucial moments, especially late, they have let the games slide away from them. So let's see if things change, or will we have a rare sweep with the Braves? So heading out now to game 4 in Montreal, it is do or die for the Expos, coming to you live. Burden goes up the middle, hits it hard, but a great play by the shortstop there. First, Vidro up the line. And Vidro gets into one. Deep to right, it's another big hit by Vidro. 3-0 Montreal. Vidro comes through with another big home run. And the Expos got the start that they want. Moving to the 7th. Wilkerson up with a man on second. This one hit deep to right. Could it be another one? Yes, sir! 2-run shot by Wilkerson. 5-0 now in favor of the Expos. Finally, it seems like they got a game in control. To the 9th, it's 5-1. Armas is going the distance. Johnny Logan at the plate with 2 outs. And this one hit to first. Unassisted play. Game over. The Expos avoid the sweep. Show some pride. And behind Tony Armas, they win game number 4, 5-1. A good performance, a nice day for their fans. Armas, a complete game. He allowed 1, 4 Ks. Vidro, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Wilkerson hit a 2-run bomb. And really, those were the 2 biggest hits of this ball game. Wilson took the loss. An errorless game, and the Expos can feel good, at least for a day, that they were able to prevail. That brings us to game 5. Back to reality and more work for the Expos as they try to climb back. And an even bigger task as they will face Warren Spahn in game number 5. They'll send out Javier Vasquez. It's another must-win for the Expos. Can they send the series back to Milwaukee? We'll find out. So let's head out now for a good afternoon game in Montreal. It's game number 5. So a nice afternoon here in Montreal. And Burden starts the game with a big shot in the gap. In second, maybe more. Bruden's going to have a triple to start out this game. He's safe at third. Guerrero's throw just a little bit late. So now Pafko has a chance to get the Braves off on the right foot. And Pafko will go to third. Play made at first, but the run will score. So it's 1-0 Braves here in the first inning. And Joe Adcock, the hitter. Adcock rips it to left. That's going to leave the yard. Way out of there. Joe Adcock with a big homer. 420 feet. It is 2-0 now. Braves, they've come out smoking here in the first inning against Vasquez. Here's Brad Wilkerson. We're in the bottom of the first. Wilkerson's going to go deep. That's near the scoreboard. And it is gone. Wilkerson with his second home run in as many games. It is 2-1 now as Montreal gets itself back up here in the very first inning. Schneider now up with a man on second. Schneider goes to third. Plays made there for the second out. To the fourth inning is 2-1 Milwaukee. Aaron's on second. Here's Johnny Logan. Logan will go down the line. That's just fair in right field. That's going to score Aaron. Aaron comes in to score. It is now 3-1 in favor of the Braves. To the bottom of the fourth, the pitcher up with a man on third. Vasquez goes too short. Could they make the play? The ball gets away. So an error's going to score a run. Should have been an easy play, but Logan muffed it. And it is 3-2 now. To the fifth. Jose Negro up with a man on first. Negro singles with a one out to left field. So first and second now. Brian Schneider, the hitter. Schneider lifts it to left. That should be playable. It is. Second out of the fifth inning. And Troy O'Leary, the hitter. 2-2 pitch. O'Leary looks at strike three, and that will end the inning. We move to the sixth. Del Crandell, the hitter. Crandell rips it to left center. A home run. 4-2 Braves. His first home run of the series. Some really hard hit balls today. And the Braves making the most of it here. It is 4-2 in the sixth inning as they try to wrap up this series. To the seventh, here's Cabrera. Cabrera will go to short. Tough play. And the ball gets away again. We got another error here. Cabrera makes the mistake, or he gets on base from the mistake by Logan. His second error of the game. And here's Wilkerson. Wilkerson goes to Logan again. Play made at second. We might have first double play. Quick turn there, and Vidro's up now with 2 outs and a man on. And Vidro's going to lift this one to right. The ball will drop in there. Guerrero heads to third. So runners on the corners, 4-2 ball game, and Brian Schneider up at the plate. Schneider rough with a single to right field. That'll score Guerrero. It's 4-3. Man heading to third, and the Expos with the rally here in the seventh inning. Runners on the corners for Michael Barrett. Barrett goes high and deep. Will it be deep enough? To the right field fence. Caught out there by Pafko. So it's a one-run game in the eighth inning. Pafko now at the plate. And Pafko will line a single to center field to lead off the eighth. As the Braves try to build on their one-run lead, but we'll move to the bottom of the eighth. Carroll, the hitter, against Vaughn. And that one's low, so it's going to be ball four. The tying run on the bases. And here's Galarraga, the big cat. Lifts this one deep to left. To the wall. It is caught. First out of the inning. And Lee Stevens at the plate. Stevens will pop it up. That could be playable. It is. Matthews is there. 2 outs now for Cabrera. This one's ripped to right field. A base hit for Cabrera. What a throw to third. Look at the throw. It overshoots the base runner, and it's going to allow the run to score. A tie game on the big air. The right fielder overshoots Matthews and allows the tying run to score. We are tied at 4. Here's Wilkerson, who gets this one on the ground. Play made by Spawn. It's going to be late. But runners on the corners now. 2 outs for Vlad Guerrero. And Guerrero rips it to center field. The catch is made, however. Rudin with a nice play, but we are all even, folks. To the ninth inning. 4-4. Scott Stewart now on to pitch to Henry Aaron. who lifts it to center field, and that'll be caught. Here's Danny O'Connell. O'Connell takes ball 4, and Warren Spahn still in the game. He takes ball 4, so 2 men on, 2 outs for Bill Bruden. Bruden looks at strike 3 and will move to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 4. Jose Pedro, the hitter. Spahn still in this game, and here's a ground ball to second. Play made there for the out. Full count now with 2 outs. And there's strike 3, so Spahn continues to pitch well. He doesn't want to come out of this one. We are tied at 4. And now, folks, we're in the 11th. Johnny Logan is up. Strickland, the pitcher. Tie game. And Logan's going to rip it right back up the middle for a base hit. So a good start in the 11th inning for the Braves. Here's Danny O'Connell. O'Connell looks at a borderline pitch for ball 4. So on a 3-2 pitch, the Expos wanted that one. They didn't get it. And Jack Hitler now in a big spot. He puts down a bunt. That's the job done. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Bill Bruden now facing Scott Strickland. The infield is in. Here's a fly ball to center. That might get the job done because it is deep. Ball is caught. Throw from center is going to be late. And the Braves take the 5-4 lead on the Bruden sacrifice fly. 2 outs now for Pafko. Pafko rips a single. That's to left field. Will they send the runner? They will. Here comes the throw. It's going to be late. 6-4 Braves. Pafko with a big insurance hit. So we move now to the bottom of the 11th. The series on the line. Orlando Cabrera facing now Jolly, who's on the mound. This one's hit hard, but to second. Play made there. O'Connell makes it. 2 outs now for Guerrero. 1 out away for the Braves. Strike 3, they get it done. And celebrations here in Montreal on the visiting ballpark. It is the 54 Braves who win this series in 5. They win this ball game in 11. Most of the games of the series were quite competitive, but the series in the end goes to the favorites. Warren Spahn went 10 innings, striking out 8, walking 3, 2 earned. Vasquez also battled as much as he could. His team fought back for him. And Andy Pafko had a nice game, 4 for 6, 2 RBIs. And you can see there back and forth they went. The 3 errors by the Braves were a big factor in bringing back the Expos in this ball game. But a sacrifice fly in the 11th inning, followed by an Andy Pafko single, was the difference. The sacrifice fly by Bruden, who had a very good series overall. And you can see here the winner being Spahn. He went 2-0. Strickland loses. He's 0-2, had a rough series, and Jolly wrapped it up. So it took 5 games. The Braves do not have to return home, and they are the victors. Looking at some of the numbers, look at Jose Pedro, 7 RBIs, all coming on his 2 home runs, including a grand slam, but he hit 409. Vladimir Guerrero, 316 with a home run and 2 RBIs, and Wilkerson with a couple homers as well. But really, the run scoring just wasn't there for this club. You can see the pitching. Armas pitched very well. Vasquez, okay. And you can see there some of the other starters struggled. Oka there, he lost the ball game. So not enough from the Expos. For the Braves, you can see Andy Pafko, 455, 1 home run, 5 ribbies. Bruden, a great series. He hit 333. Eddie Matthews at 316, but only drove in 1. Del Crandell, 273, 5 RBIs. Hank Aaron, 286 with only 1 RBI for the kid. You can see here, Johnny Logan hit 200 and drove in 3. For the pitching, the bullpen did well. Dave Jolly and Chet Nichols, as well as Ernie Johnson, didn't allow anything. Warren Spahn, excellent, 2-0. He struck out 18 on 189. Gene Conley, a little bit worse from there. And Burdett also pitched very well in his win on the mound. So the MVP, we're going to give it to Andy Pafko, who hit 455. He had 10 hits, played some nice defense in right field, although he did make an error in game number 5. But still, his performance is worth it. He was 10 for 22 with a home run, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, 478 on base, 682 slugging, and he scored 4 times. So Andy Pafko will take the MVP. But for the Braves, the important thing is the win. They take the series in 5 without too many dramatics. This one, folks, ends as predicted. The Braves expected to win. They get it done. And that is a final for Series 184. Glad again you can join us. Sometimes we get surprises. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we get 7-game series. Sometimes we get sweeps. We never know what we're going to get. That's the intrigue of these matchups. And we're so glad you can join us and hope you enjoyed this one and will be with us to enjoy more coming up. So whatever you're doing, stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. Series 184 over. The 1954 Milwaukee Braves defeat the 2002 Montreal Expos 4-1. So long.